Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is Birchandlily, where I talk about all of the crafty goodness that I've been up to over the past couple weeks. Today's video is a little bit different. You are here watching one of the many parts of my stash tour and destash video of all of my yarn. So I have been going through my whole collection, showing every single skein to all of you and deciding what I want to keep, what I don't want to keep, all that fun stuff. And then I will be, at the end of the whole series, once everything's complete, I will be doing a destash and selling the skeins that I've decided no longer need a place in my stash, I guess. They're beautiful still, but anyways. That is what this video is all about. Before we jump on in though, there are a couple places you can find me on the internet. The first being on Instagram at birch.and.lily. And then you can also find me on Ravelry and on Lovecrafts as birchandlily. So if you do have any questions about anything that I talk about in this video, please be sure to ask me down below in the comments. And let's jump on in. Okay, welcome to self-striping part 2. We'll see how much we get through today. I may do all of my Fleechy self-striping in a separate video. We will see. But we might as well just jump right on in. So first here I have a gorgeous skein from Gauge Dye Works. This is in Color Study Purple on an 80/20. She's staying, that's for sure. These are like my colors to a core. Actually, I would love to dye something up that's speckly with all of this in it. But staying for sure. I am not 100% on this one, mostly because neon really isn't my thing at the moment. This is from Tiny Human Knits called Hopscotch on an 80/20. I'm gonna put this aside in the maybe pile and we will decide from there. Also, let me see if I can get rid of some of these shadows. The time of night I'm filming at about 7 o'clock and it's just going to be hard to get rid of the shadows, but you can still see the color quite well. This is pretty darn accurate. So this is Desert Vista Dye Works in Sonoran Sunset. Oh, this is a 2019 exclusive skein. Number 53 of 84. I'm going to keep this one. It's definitely different than anything I have in my stash. This is a Cozy Knitter sock set. It's called It's So 80s on their 80/20 Bliss base. I'll keep this. I think I'm going to, once I go through all this, sort these so that I have like my self-striping sock sets in a different bin than just the straight up skeins. I do have two different bins of like skeined up self-striping and then one of gobstopper balls and one of my Fleechy, which is slightly shameful, but I'll try and sort them a little bit better and I can give you a peek once I get this video recorded. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. And another Cozy Knitter that definitely needs to be moved into my Christmas yarn section of the stash. But this is called Gingerbread House on their Glitz space, so it does have Stellina in it. The Cozy Knitter, their base is definitely more plump than other bases. I find when I knit with this yarn, I definitely have to cast on less stitches, but I do really, really like it. So I'm going to keep this and put it into my Christmas yarn. And finally, the Cozy Knitter Autumn Breeze. I love this one as well. Super pretty. Definitely keeping. Okay, let's keep going. This is Tiny Human Knits, and it is called Barn Loft. I thought there was a line for that, but that's a staple. Never mind. I'm going to keep this. I love Tiny Human Knits yarn. Also keeping Cozy Knitter in Peachy Keen. Very pretty. Was this a club colorway? No, this is a regular. This is definitely a regular. Tiny Human Knits in Mosaic. Very pretty. Also keeping this one. This is called 0123. I'm not sure why or what that date means, but it's very pretty. Okay, these all look exactly the same. What are these? Okay, Sweet Baby James, Azurite. I'm gonna have to look up how these all knit and decide from that. This one has more purple in it, so I think this one's definitely more different than these two here. So I'll keep this one. And I'll have to decide between the Azurite and the Sweet Baby James. Now, I can't remember, do these Azurite ones have a mini skein in them? I'm not sure, and I don't have my computer here, and of course I'm filming on my phone. I'm gonna set these aside and figure out how they knit up and go from there and then decide. So you probably won't see in this video. Maybe I'll put an annotation across the screen letting you know what I did decide about these two skeins, but for now I'm going to set them aside because they look pretty darn similar skeined up, just slightly lighter and darker. Another Tiny Human Knits. This is Folklore and it's staying. And this skein I definitely can't get rid of either because Jinx Yarns is not dyeing anymore. I think I got this off of a Destash, as well as, I'll show you the other Jinx yarn I have after this one. This colorway is called Fireflies. 75 at 25. She made beautiful yarn. It's too bad she's not dyeing anymore. But she stopped for health reasons, so not much I can say about that. I'll be keeping this one. And then this skein here is called Aurora, also from Jinx Yarn, and I will be keeping it as well for sure. More of a collectory type thing than anything. Can you collect? Well, obviously you can collect yarn, but I have a hard time parting with these two Jinx Yarn skeins. Another Gauge Dye Works in, oh, this was a small batch. Number 15. This is pretty different than anything else I have, so I think I will keep it. And another sock set from the Cozy Knitter in Nautical. Yeah, I'll keep this as well. I love when the self-striping does come with a mini. Not that I don't have plenty of mini skeins as it is, but it just makes my life a little bit easier. And these are great for knitting up gifts for sure. They take a lot less thinking than other options, I guess. Okay, I've got here some mustache yarn. This was a mill end, so the skein isn't as big as like a regular one, so you get a little bit of a discount on it. And this is called Kama. I am keeping this one. I should knit this one up soon. Oh, there's so many stripes in this, so many different colors. And mustache yarn actually comes with 2 individual skeins wound up so that you can make perfectly matching socks, which makes my heart sing. Another Tiny Human Knits here in Cold AF. I will keep this for sure. Like I said, Tiny Human Knits is almost like my Woolberry Fiber Co. of self-striping. So I'm gonna have a hard time getting rid of these. This is Bliss by the Cozy Knitter. Or not Bliss, sorry, that's the base. This is called Polar Vortex. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I am going to have such a hard time getting rid of self-striping. Honestly, it's just so pretty. This is Denim Overalls, also from Tiny Human Knits. Staying here for sure. And what are you, OB? This was, I'm assuming, another mill end, as it says sale on it. So this is part of her Star Wars yarn collection, which she comes out with. Usually if there's a new Star Wars movie coming out, she'll bring out the line, and then she also brings it out around May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Every year. So this is definitely staying. These I love to knit up for my husband. Usually he gets a pair of Star Wars socks every year. So I'm gonna keep this one. I have a couple, upside down, a couple coloring book yarns skeins here. These are really hard to come by, so I don't think I'm going to be able to pass them up. The furthest on the left here is called TV. This, oh, what is this based off of? It's a TV show and I'm blanking. Adventure Time. This is an Adventure Time themed colorway. This one is called Vintage Holiday, and it's going to go along with that other Christmassy one into my Christmas yarn. And then this one is called BMO, which is also from Adventure Time. So I'm gonna keep all these. Let's just do another big stack of cozy knitter yarn all at once. We'll start here. This one is called Old Romance. Next I have Hopeless Romantic. These are, oh no, they're not as similar as I thought. I'm gonna keep both of these. This was a club colorway for sure because I wrote a month on it. I try to do that and I'm so bad at it, but this is called Cheerful, and this one here is called His and Hers. I'll keep both of those, and I will keep this as well. This is called Sweetheart. Self-striping is my guilty pleasure that I'm really bad at using. The problem is it doesn't fit out in the open on my shelving at the moment. I almost need to get a different shelving set up so that I can see everything that I have better. This sits up in a bin in my closet, and so I have a really hard time seeing what I have and getting inspiration to use it, basically. But Tiny Human Knits in Scrappy Sock. This was a factory second, so I think there was a little bit of an issue with the dyeing process, so it was a little bit discounted, but nonetheless still beautiful and staying. Okay, I think these are the last of my coloring book yarns, and like I said, they're hard to come by, so I will be keeping them for that reason. This here is called Merry Making, so this is another Christmas colorway, and I will put it into my Christmas yarn. So pretty. Definitely different from a lot of Christmas colorways you see. This one here is called Autumn and Mint, and it is stunning. Oh, I don't know if you've seen this knit up, but it is beautiful. I love it so much. Here is Night Owl, another beautiful one. This really pastel blush pink is beautiful. And Winter Blues, also staying. Okay, I think I have pulled out the rest of my Star Wars mustache yarn. So we'll go through all these. These are staying because these are every year. Like I said, my husband gets a pair out of this, so I can't get rid of it. This one here is BB8. C3PO. Lando. I think this is going to be this year's socks. And finally here, what are you? Ray. Desert Vista Dye Works here. This would make a good sock for my sister or my mom. This is called Zion, or Zombie Frap. Zion base. Or Zion? No, Zion. I think. I hope. Zombie Frap. I will keep this for my mom or my sister. Let's do this one next. Another Desert Vista Dye Works in Aqua Orchid. Again, we'll keep for my mom and my sister. I think I had said in a previous video, and it still stands true, that I am trying to clear out my needles. I've got a couple too many things cast on at the moment again, and then I'm definitely going to be yanking out some of this self-striping yarn. I've seen some really beautiful patterns that work with self-striping yarn lately, and so I really want to work with it again, which hasn't happened in a while, so I'm going to take advantage of that. And I forgot my ring, as always. I am still married. Anyways, mustache yarn, 2 more of these. This is Lavender Apple Blossoms. Oh my goodness, did it take forever for me to get a hold of this, so that's staying. And this is a Valentine's themed yarn after my absolute favorite Valentine's candy, the candy Conversation Hearts. This is called Be Mine, so I will keep this as well. And 2 more here. This is Cozy Knitter Hugo. I will keep that. And this one, I don't know if it is Christmas themed. No. Oh, I know why I got this. This is Tiny Human Knits Redwood. And my husband and I, when we lived in California for a couple months, loved hiking in the redwoods. So I would love to make him something out of this. And now it is only a 50-gram skein, and he has massive feet. So I might have to MacGyver this a little bit to make it work. But I would love to knit him something out of this. Okay, so that is bin number 1. We're only at 16 minutes, so I can get through the rest of it, hey? I'm going to stop this video and start another clip. And we'll go into bin number 2. Okay, so we have lots of tiny human knits in here again. I've brought out some. This is the Christmas skein I was thinking that Redwood was. This is a very vintage Christmas. I believe she has been dyeing this up with just the self-striping skein around Christmas, but this was originally a part of like a little advent set that she did. So this is where I got this. So that will go in my Christmas yarn. And then okay, I'm gonna keep this one called Baubles. So pretty. I'm going to keep this one as well, called Attitude Adjustment. And I think I'm gonna pass on Lady Grey, just because while it's pretty, I kind of go for brighter things, I've learned through all of this. So I'm gonna let this one go. Okay, we got a couple more Cozy Knitter here. Whoa, this one has a barcode. That was random. Both of these are very summery, springy. This is Mimosa here on the left. And this one is called Tulip Fields. I'm gonna keep both of these. Very pretty. Let's see, something I think I'm gonna pass on. This is from Stephen B. What are you called? Wild Hair, sorry, this was dyed by Wild Hair Fiber Studio for Stephen B. And it is called An Apple a Day. I'm gonna let this one go. I think I have a couple more skeins, or a couple skeins rather, that are quite similar to this, and I prefer the dyer or the yarn base more, so I'm gonna let this go. A couple more Gauge Dye Works skeins here. This is Sidewalk Chalk. If you have not seen this knit up, oh my word, it's so pretty. Highly worth it. Definitely keeping. And this here is called Pumpkin Spice. Very pretty, muted. There's lots of like purple, pink. I don't know if you can see if I spread this apart. Very pretty. I'll keep this as well. Okay, something else I think I'm willing to pass on. This is from the Wool Baron in the Kissing Disease. This is just a little bit too much neon for me at this point in time. So this is a 75/25. That's gonna go in the Destash bag. This is London House Yarns. I don't even know if they're dyeing anymore, but they have stunning yarn. This is called Love Song. This is another 50-gram set with a mini. Very pretty. And I have some Mud Punch here. I love this color. This is called Little Cream Soda. It's like the colorways of an old-fashioned soda shop sign. It's so pretty. Keeping this one, and I think I will keep the both of these as well. This here is from Luna Pearl Yarns in the colorway Polaris. I love this one. This is gonna go in Christmas as well. This is definitely a Christmas skein. And then this, another Christmas skein. This is Nomadic Yarns in Santa's Secret. So this will go in the Christmas yarn as well. Okay, I have pulled the last of it out of the bin, so we're getting there. This one here, Sunkissed, 1 second. I already showed this one, but this is called Tulip Fields. Oh, they are different, but I like Tulip Fields better. I'm gonna let Sunkissed go. That is a shock for me. Okay, this is Spring Frolic. That will stay, as will Unicorn Tea Party. This one's kind of hard to see, but it's definitely a very deep plummy purple. It's so pretty. Okay, I am going to pass this one on. This is called I Smell Snow from Nomadic Yarns. Pretty, but not really my thing anymore, so she can go to the Destash. A couple more Mustache Yarns Star Wars skeins here. Got Luke and Ben Kenobi. So these are staying for my husband. I think I have almost the whole Star Wars collection, which is kind of embarrassing, but I love them and my husband loves Star Wars. So 2 more coloring book yarns here. Candy Corn Mix and Hey Girl. I'll keep these. This is something, actually both of these, I think I will be willing to pass on. This is Desert Vista Dye Works. I'll push that one out of the way. Butternut cake, I think, on the Viso base. I have lots like this, so this is definitely not one of my favorite bases, so I'm willing to pass this along. And again, lots of neon, not usually my thing at this point in time. This is the Wool Baron, again, in Crazy Confident, 75-25 base. So that's going in the Destash bag as well. These guys are the last of my Tiny Human knits. I have 2 of this skein because I wanted 100 grams and she was only selling 50 grams. This is Tiny Human knits in the Dunder Knit Rainbow. So that's why I have 2 of those, because I wanted 100 grams. So I'm keeping those, make sure I keep those together. Then I have Rosebush right here. And what are you? Absolutely gorgeous. So I will keep both of those as well. This is my only Kirby Warby yarn skein. This, I believe, was an exclusive for a collab called Peach Buzz. Very different from a lot of stuff I have. I like this a lot. Now this skein I spent forever trying to catch and get a hold of because I love it so much. It's actually a Christmas colorway called Baubles, so this will go in my Christmas yarn, but this is from London House Yarns again. I just can't get over these colors. And this one is on a Sparkle Stellina base as well. Keeping that, as well as this other London House Yarn skein. I don't think I have any self-striping that's quite similar to this. It's a one of a kind. So these 2 are staying. Finally, we have another Cozy Knitter set in Tutti Frutti. I got this one pretty recently, I think. But I'll be keeping this kind of neon, but also kind of pastel. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so I zoomed out a wee bit so that you can see all of these, but these are the skeins. Are they all in frame? Yes, they are. That I have decided to pass along and put into my Destash. Now, I didn't do this disclaimer once I started filming this. I'll try and make sure I put it in the intro when I film that, but I am not putting up my Destash until I have completely gone through all of my yarn, and it'll be one big Destash. I will announce when that will be on both my Instagram and on my, probably in community on YouTube. If I have the chance to announce it in a video, I will do that as well, but definitely keep your eye on YouTube community and on my Instagram feed / stories to know when that Destash will be. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me again. I hope you guys are enjoying this little series here, going through all of my yarn collection. I know I am. I just said ham. I know I am. It's nice to kind of see what I have again and purge and make room and be able to use what I have more effectively. So I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, thank you for joining me. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. It helps my channel out a lot. YouTube is kind of bad at showing videos sometimes, so hitting that like button and subscribing lets them know that you like what you're seeing. And I will see you all again in the next video. Thanks for joining. Bye!